What if I told you the most important company over the next 100 years isn't building phones, isn't building social media, and isn't even building artificial intelligence? What if it's building rockets? I know that sounds ridiculous, and that's cause when most of us think about rockets, we picture government programs, NASA, moon landing, heroes in white suits, and science fiction movies. But over last 20 years, something quite extraordinary happened. A private company, one that was laughed at, nearly went bankrupt and watched its first 3 rockets explode, had completely changed the economics of space. But this isn't really a story about rockets. It's a story about much bigger question that sounds like science fiction today but may define the future of our species. Can human become a multi-planet species? And if the answer is yes, there's a very good chance that it begins with SpaceX. Before SpaceX, something strange was happening. Computers got cheaper, phones got cheaper, solar panel, batteries, and even DNA sequencing. Everything became dramatically more affordable. Everything except one thing: getting to space. In early 2000, when Elon Musk started investigating, the numbers shocked him. We had landed on moon in 1969. We had sent probes across solar system, built International Space Station, yet launching something to orbit cost tens of thousands of dollars per kg. And why, you may ask? The problem wasn't physics, the problem was economics. For decades, rocket worked like this. You build an entire vehicle, fly it once, and throw it away. Most hardware is destroyed on re-entry or lost at sea. And let me give you a relative example. Imagine buying a Boeing 777, flying it from Singapore to London, landing safely, and then dumping the entire plane in ocean every single time, which was a major problem. Because as long as launches remain insanely expensive, colonizing Mars was impossible. So Musk became obsessed with one radical idea. What if rockets could be reused? In 2002, Musk formed SpaceX. Most experts thought it was suicidal. The aerospace industry was dominated by massive government contractors with decades of experience, billions in funding, and deep political connections. SpaceX had none of that. Their first rocket, Falcon 1, failed 3 times in a row. Millions of dollars burned, media wrote obituaries, investors lost faith. By 2000, the situation was dire. Musk was personally nearly bankrupt. Both SpaceX and Tesla were on the edge of collapse. And then the fourth Falcon 1 launch was the final chance. And it succeeded. The single victory didn't just save the company. It opened the door to NASA contracts and gave SpaceX a future. But surviving was just the beginning. That single victory didn't just save the company, it opened the door to NASA contracts and gave SpaceX a future. But survival was only the beginning. What truly set SpaceX apart wasn't just building rockets, it was refusing to accept that rockets had to be disposed. In December 2015, they did something many called impossible. A Falcon 9 launched, delivered its payload, then turned around, glided itself back through the atmosphere, and landed vertically perfectly on a drone ship. And the aerospace world was stunned. And reusability wasn't just a stunt, it broke the cost curve. A single booster could now fly dozens of times, maintenance was still manageable, and because of this, the launch cost plummeted. Fast forward to 2025, SpaceX flew 169 Falcon 9 missions, more than every other country and company on Earth combined. They achieved this through rapid iteration, vertical integration, building parts in-house, and willingness to test aggressively and learn from their failures. Private innovation had outperformed nations not because of bigger budgets, but because of speed, focus, and a completely different mindset. Today, when people think about SpaceX, they still picture rockets, but the most important part of the company might actually be Starlink. Instead of laying expensive cable across planets, Starlink puts thousands of satellites in orbit to beam high-speed internet directly to users, even in the most remote, war-torn, or disconnected places on Earth. As of 2026, Starlink has millions of active subscribers worldwide, and it generates billions in revenue. It's growing fast. For SpaceX, Starlink is far more than another internet business. It is the financial engine that can fund enormously expensive dream of making humanity multiplanetary. And obviously, it is also critical communication backbone that any future Mars colony will need to survive. This is where many people stop taking the story seriously. Mars, colonies, millions of people living on another planet. But every major decision inside SpaceX, the reusable rockets, the massive Starship program, the rapid manufacturing systems, the boosters, all points towards one goal: making life multiplanetary. Musk reasoning is straightforward and sobering. Right now, humanity has all its eggs in one fragile basket. That means just one asteroid impact, one pandemic, one nuclear war, climate extreme, or civilization collapse is enough to wipe us away. SpaceX exists because Musk believes we need a backup, not because Earth is disposable, but because humanity is worth protecting long term.